Imagine being just 6 years old, your tiny body squeezed into a dark, narrow chimney. The air is thick with ash, and your face is covered in soot. Each day, you crawl through these grimy passages, your heart racing as you navigate the heat and darkness. This was the harsh reality for Britain's forgotten chimney sweeps. They worked long hours, often in dangerous conditions, just to survive. Many never saw the light of day, their laughter silenced by the weight of their labor. These children, barely old enough to play, were trapped in a world that demanded their innocence in exchange for a meager existence. I remember the first time I was sent up a chimney. The air was thick with soot, and the walls felt like they were closing in. I was just a child, barely 10, but I had to squeeze my body into those narrow shafts, scraping my hands raw against the rough brick. Wealthy families needed their chimneys clean to avoid fires, and we, poor orphans like me, were their solution? We worked long hours, our tiny frames the only ones that could fit. Each climb was a gamble, one slip could mean a terrible fall. But the pay was meager, just enough to keep us alive. We were invisible to the world, just shadows in the dark, risking our lives for the comfort of others. It's hard to believe that in a time of such wealth, children like me were treated like tools, not human beings. As I reflect on the story of chimney sweeps, I'm struck by the stark reality of childhood during Britain's industrial age. Imagine being just 6 years old, forced to climb into dark, narrow chimneys, scraping soot and ash, all for a few pennies a day. These children, often orphans, were seen as mere tools for progress, their lives sacrificed on the altar of industry. The soot-stained faces tell a tale of exploitation, where the promise of innovation came at a devastating cost. Their suffering reminds us that behind every great advancement lies a hidden price, often paid by the most vulnerable among us.